Joining us now is Rufus Gifford. He's the former U.S. ambassador to Denmark under President Obama. Ambassador, great to have you with us. President Trump's interest in Greenland is nothing new. He's talked about taking over this territory since 2019, but he's really been ramping it up lately in his second term. Here he was just yesterday when he was asked if the people of Greenland wanted to be U.S. citizens. Watch.
I don't know. I don't think they're uneager, but I think that we have to do it, and we have to convince them, and we have to have that land because it's not possible to properly defend a large section of this earth, not just the United States, without it. So we have to have it, and I think we will have it.
Your thoughts when you hear that?
Oh, gosh, so many things, Anna, and it does trigger me. I'll be completely honest with you here. I say this. Look, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance are quickly learning what happens when you systematically and over again disparage our best allies on the planet. And that is the single reason why the J.D. Vance would have been protested had he gone to Nuuk or Ilulissat or any one of the other larger cities in Greenland. Let's remember what we're talking about here. This is obviously Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. They're a very proud people. They will always want a closer relationship with the United States. This is something me and my embassy worked on during my tenure, but not just Democratic administrations, not just Republican administrations. There is a way to bring the United States and Greenland closer together. But this, consistently going after the Danes, calling them not a good ally, being told directly by the Greenlanders, please don't come, and then coming anyway. All of these tactics are just fundamentally disrespectful. So can you blame the Danes? Can you blame the Greenlanders for wanting to protest, to rise up, when they are, like the gentleman you just had on said, feel like they're being bullied in this situation? They love the United States. The Danes and the Greenlanders love the United States. They want nothing more than to have a closer relationship with us. But everything that's happening now is completely, it makes it harder for us to have a good relationship with Denmark, makes it harder for us to have a good relationship with the Greenlanders. And that is just devastating as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, President Trump continues to say that the U.S. needs Greenland, that it's about international safety and security as well as national security. We know there's a lot of vital resources. It is a strategic location. Can you walk us through why President Trump wants it so badly, do you think?
Look, I understand the argument here, meaning obviously the Russians and the Chinese are, I would make the argument, a bit ahead of us as it relates to their militarization of the Arctic. Things like military icebreakers and the like. We are behind. The United States, NATO, we are behind, and we need to catch up. But this is the fundamental issue here. Greenland is NATO. What the smarter strategic, in my mind, the smarter way to go about this is empowering NATO to do the work that they are built to do, which is defend the alliance. And if we need a greater military presence in that part of the world, the Greenlanders would welcome it. The Danes would welcome it. Remember, we had a much larger military presence on Greenland during the Cold War, and once the Cold War ended, we pulled back. We would, if we wanted to engage the Greenlanders and the Danes and NATO in order to build up the American military presence there, we absolutely could do it. It requires a respectful conversation across the table and not the way that they're going about it here. Again, look, I would welcome in every way a greater partnership between the United States and Greenland. But there is no reason, zero reason, why the United States needs to buy or acquire Greenland, which just makes no fundamental sense at this moment in time.
Former U.S. ambassador to Denmark, Rufus Gifford, thank you so much. I hope you'll come back as we continue to follow this story, and
Anytime,
we'll see
Anna.
what happens with the visit tomorrow. Thank you again.